Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, still talking about this potential ascending triangle that's unfolding here that we talked about already yesterday and in this video earlier today. So it might form here a so-called ascending triangle. You can of course connect trend lines slightly differently, but it's about understanding from an Elliott Wave point of view what it is. And as long as waves B and D have sort of, the same high or the high points of those waves, as long as they are sort of fairly similar, we can call it it's a so-called barrier triangle in Elliott Wave. So the idea would be still that the wave 4 bottomed here on the 14th of November. And then it is a B wave triangle that's unfolding, because we had an A wave to the upside, and then this triangle in a B wave, and then a C wave to the upside is still to come. And the B wave unfolds as a triangle, as a 5-wave move, A, B, C, D, E. And then as soon as the E wave is complete, ideally we're going to see a move to the upside. Yeah, how do you typically deal with triangles? Well, first of all, you could simply just scale into the support area. This one was already triggered here. Obviously, I took the previous one off the chart, but we talked about that yellow one. You remember we had it on the chart. So that was one where the price turned around. Another idea is obviously to maybe use it again if the price gets into this orange one, which is generally a support area that will be important going forward. So either here for the triangle or even for a slightly different version of the triangle, because the triangle can easily stretch out. So what's possible is just to count it differently and to assume we might still be in the C wave of the triangle, and then we get another D and another E. So that's what the support area is essentially for. But at the moment we go with this one, and I assume currently that we might be in this E wave. And the move down is very corrective, very correctively looking. So we can even draw here a trend line. A break above this small trend line might be an indication that some kind of a low has formed and that we're already moving up. It's a descending wedge. Now, typically they do break to the upside, no guarantee. And however, if we see a break out of the trend line and then a break above the wave DB line, then, and that is by the way at 38,460, that could be an indication that the next move up has started and could take Bitcoin into the 41, 42K region. Now, how long does an E wave really need to be? Well, certainly it must not go beyond the C wave low. And again, that's at 36,700. But there are certain, ways how we can calculate the ideal target for an E wave. Now, the ideal target for an E wave is calculated by taking the length of the C wave, and the C wave again it bottomed likely on Monday. And then we go to the high of the D wave and we compare that to the length of the E wave. We often say that an ideal target range is between the 38.2 extension and the 61.8 extension. So we already broke below the 38.2. That's typically a little bit shallow, but somewhere in between or exactly at the 61.8 extension. They are not very reliable levels, but they are all we've got really in a triangle. So I would pay some attention to the 37,376 level. It's the 61.8 extension level of the C wave, and with that, a potential target for wave E. If it breaks below that, then what we could also use is the 78.6 extension. That's just sort of the next level on the Fib scale, and it's at 37,090. Also pretty much where this ascending trend line is located at. So these are the next key levels to watch. What I will do, I might actually leave that on the chart just to give you an understanding of where the price might react to. So let's just do this. So and you've got these next levels on the chart as potential, targets, or at least levels of interest. Let's call them levels of interest. And the analysis allows us to understand these and to reveal these, and they are interesting for tracking potential reactions to the triangle. We can compare, for example, if we if we just measure the wave, so the length of the A wave, just sort of to check. 1 second. Let me just. No, the A wave needs to sit here, doesn't it? The A wave of the triangle. Let me just think. Yeah, and then this was all of this was the B. Yeah, that's fine. What we can do is calculate just the length, or take the length of the A wave, go to the high of the B, just to see, you know, where did the wave C end? And you can see it broke briefly, just briefly below the 61.8 extension, but sort of in that region, yeah. And then it touched it again. So it's for your orientation, you know, it's like a bit of a guideline. But essentially it's done what it needs to do. All it should really now avoid is to break below the current C wave low. And as soon as we see a break out of this wedge pattern, it would be a first indication that a low has formed. Certainly good news that the pullback here currently looks very corrective. And at the moment, trend continuation higher is still preferred. So that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. And for those channels, you can find the links in the video description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.